our tribe. Rocking with your favorite friendly entertainer. Sticky motivated with the vibes that are greater. You already know. Rocking with your girl and your odyssey. Let's start off the day reading some energy, shall we? We shall. A fatted yet unpredictable culmination will arise during today's full moon. Pre-numeral lunar eclipse in Libra. The powerful illumination occurs early this morning, so this could amplify the vividness of your dreams. A 6-month cycle concludes today. So, this could mark the unexpected ending of any imbalanced and disharmonious connections. If you've been waiting to make a clean break, this lunation could give you the courage you need to disconnect. Be exactly who you are. You can fit in any space you need to see yourself and be fearless. Be exactly who you are. You can fit into any space you need to see yourself and be fearless. Stiggity. Echoing. Alright, I think that we have the mic. This mic is on if I'm echoing. All good. Stiggity. So today we are celebrating Ramadan. Well, this month we are celebrating Ramadan. And Ramadan is about gratitude, about learning gratitude and having gratitude for yourself in situations where you have more than enough. We must recognize those that don't have as much, and we must be grateful. So, with Ramadan, it's about being graceful with how you share your meals with yourself, with knowing that if you only eat once a day, you would be more grateful for the meals that you have throughout the day and for those that have none. We speak for those people, and we speak for those that have more than enough. So whenever you have more than enough, you can share more than enough and remain grateful.
Around the world, there are more than 1.6 billion Muslim people. That's almost 1/4 of the world's population. But not all of them fast during Ramadan. People who are pregnant, elderly, or people who are sick often don't. And kids only start doing it after they've reached puberty. But some do practice fasting before then, often just for a few days. Ali has been fasting for Ramadan since he was 10. This is the first food 14-year-old Ali and his family have had all day. They haven't had anything to eat or drink since sunrise this morning. It's because they're celebrating a special time of year in their religion called Ramadan. Ali is a Muslim, which means he follows the religion of Islam. During the month of Ramadan, most Muslim people do something called fasting. That means they don't eat or drink anything between sunrise and sunset for a whole month. They can't even drink water through the day. It's pretty tough, but for people like Ali, it's a really important part of his religion.
It's just to feel how the poor people feel. You know, they don't get to have a lot of water and food, so that's mostly what it's about. It's a test, yeah.
Just like other religions, Islamic people have certain times of the year to celebrate their faith, and Ramadan is one of them. During that month, they spend more time thinking about their religion, kind of like Christmas or Easter for Christians, or Rosh Hashanah for Jewish people. During Ramadan, Muslim people learn more about the Islamic religion by reading from their religious book, which is called the Quran. And the fasting is to help them focus on that. Each year, Ramadan starts on a slightly different date, because the name Ramadan is actually the name of a month in the Islamic calendar. And that calendar is a little bit different because it's based on the cycles of the moon. Although many Muslims don't eat or drink through the day during Ramadan, they do have some extra big meals before dawn and after sunset. Because having no food or water at all for a whole month would be impossible. But even with these big meals, Ali says Ramadan can still be pretty hard.
It's a little bit hard, especially if you have, like sometimes we have football games and yeah, we still play, but yeah, we don't drink water.
And he and his cousins say going to school can be tricky too.
Usually my friends come with these amazing lunches from like different places, and then I'm like in the classroom and they're all eating their lunch in recess, and I'm like, you know, waiting for the bell to go and stuff, so that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard. I get hungry really easily, so.
I haven't told anyone about it because I moved to this new school and I haven't fasted there yet. Tomorrow will be my first day fasting at my new school.
Around the world, there are more than 1.6 billion Muslim people. That's almost 1/4 of the world's population. But not all of them fast during Ramadan. People who are pregnant, elderly, or people who are sick often don't. And kids only start doing it after they've reached puberty. But some do practice fasting before then, often just for a few days. Ali has been fasting for Ramadan since he was 10, and he says it's a bit easier this time.
Oh, it was really hard back then. You get more used to it.
And although it's a tough month, these guys love learning about their religion. And it doesn't hurt that there's a big party called Eid when the month wraps up.
At the end we get this big celebration, we go to the mosque and do like our morning prayer and stuff like that, and it's like really fun to meet up with family and stuff.
With this lot of food, we're allowed to eat, yeah, so, and there's rides and it's a lot of fun.
Ramadan can be a real challenge, but these guys wouldn't have it any other way.
So they eat one meal a day. That is fasting. Whenever you eat one meal a day, it's a sense of fasting.
If you look at life just the way it is, you cannot help being overwhelmed by the magnificent nature of creation. Well, the mountains, the lakes,
There's so much to be grateful for.
the limitless cosmos, and
Every day.
the tremendous amount of life that's happened here, just on one planet out here, the life process. Its variety, its brilliance, and its balance of all creatures, millions of creatures, able to exist on this small planet as one cohesive force, achieving a certain level of balance, you cannot help being overwhelmed. On this day, which is a Thanksgiving Day, my profound sense of gratitude for all life in this creation.
If you look at life just the way it is, you shall be overwhelmed by its sheer magnitude.
If you want to hit your ultimate peak, everything should bless you. There is a way to live like this. You must see how to use the tools to build yourself into a truly spectacular human being. So, these 7 months in many ways was structured to break the familiar and step into the unfamiliar willingly. Well, some of you very willingly, some of you little pushing and some of you hard pushing, but you've done wonderful. It's been wonderful to have you here. A whole lot of people are saying sadhana-pada people are really wonderful, that's nice. Because when you are on this path, it's very important that everything and everybody should bless you. If you walk on the ground, the earth should bless you, may this being grow, because you will need everything. If you want to hit your ultimate peak, you will need everything that you can get, every kind of support that you can get from anywhere. So it's very important that everybody should bless you, everything should bless you. If you go and sit under a tree, the tree should bless you. There is a way to live like this, that is what sadhana is. That's what sadhana is about, to become so much in tune, whether it's an animal or a bird or a tree or a blade of grass, it all feels close to you from their end, not from your end. And they kind of do the best they can do for you.
He's speaking on
Some
gratitude.
people will say, this is all rubbish, there is no science like this. They think science happen in laboratory. Science is happening in creation. You noticed a few things,
It's
that's all.
natural.
Nobody has noticed everything.
There's a natural
You just
science,
noticed a few things.
just as
and you
there's
call
a
that
social science.
But it's happening, the phenomena of life is happening, not in the lab, in the world, in the cosmos. So, to create a conducive atmosphere was the main focus of this culture always, that a spiritual person means immediately, he's supported in this culture. Like, you have seen some of the panels in the Janalinga, you've seen those panels of the sages and siddhas of Tamil Nadu. One of them is representing this. If somebody has any symbol of being spiritual, then even if it threatens your life, you don't defend yourself to that extent. Even if people didn't have food to eat for themselves or their children, if they saw a person on the spiritual path, they first offered to him because they felt he's putting his life to better use than ourselves. That kind of atmosphere we need to create in the culture. It is not that today we have to go, we have to depend on people for food, we have other ways of doing things. I was at the economic forum, so everybody is busy meeting to meeting, we're all running from meeting to meeting, it's like 5 days of madness. But, everywhere there are a few coffee counters and like snack kind of breakfast counters, which is all kept there, people can go pick it up and eat anytime because there's no time to go for lunch, dinner, anything, we're just on throughout the day. I see, I'm not making a statement on… a racist statement on anybody, but I was just observing. Most people just come like this, all suited, booted people, they come like this and they pick up what they want. They don't like it, they just leave it there, put in the bin, walk away. Indian people little standing back and slowly going. The Japanese people, all top executives and things like that, these are not somebody who do not know how to move around. They come, the counter is about 5 feet away. When they come there, they pick it like this, bending down. I just observed repeatedly, I thought, this is fantastic, that they're not even receiving it from somebody, it is just kept there. But to pick up the food, there is a certain gratitude and devotion towards it. They're bending down and walking the last few steps. In a totally corporate atmosphere, I'm saying, everybody is in suits and boots and everything, all right? They just… every one of them, nobody's… I mean, they're not even conscious, they're just doing it. I repeatedly sit there and observe. Whenever a Japanese person comes to pick up something, they'll bend down, go there and pick up like this. I thought, this is what we need, that we have some sense of gratitude towards the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that we eat, and every other human being and every other creature on this planet in some way assisting our life. Every moment. Hello? You couldn't exist. You're not existing because of your own silly intelligence.
It's talking about the neural network.
You're existing because the whole thing is working for you all the time. So one important part of sadhana is this, that you become like nothing. If you can't become nothing, at least become smaller than everybody else in the universe. Hello? It's very important. When your personality becomes small, your presence becomes very big. And that's what we need in this world. We need human beings who have a large presence, not people who have a large personality and nobody can bear with them. Tyrants. Too many tyrants. If I say a tyrant, you think of a Benito Mussolini or Adolf Hitler. No. Tyrants are
Tyrants are
everywhere.
everywhere.
They are in the form of parents, they're in the form of teachers, they're in the form of… they're all over the place. Fortunately, they're not as capable as those two that I mentioned. Only their incompetence we're appreciating. But they are tyrants. So, one important thing for growth is this, do not understand growth as like this. Growth is to become like thin air, that your presence is strong, but your personality is like nothing. Do you fit into anything? This is very important. The flexibility, at least the body we've made it a little flexible. In the last few months, have they bent you, broken you a little bit? Some bones, I think, we have to break still. It's not just physical flexibility, it's as a life you're flexible. If you want to do something in this world, you must be able to fit into any situation and transform that.
That's true.
If you don't fit in, you cannot transform.
That's true.
That's what it is. So, now that 7 months are over and time to go home or whatever, I hope you still have a home. No, I've lived long enough. In 7 months, a lot of things can change.
That's true.
A lot of things can change. Who knows? So wherever you go, sadhana must continue, okay? Sadhana is not something that you remember, oh, we did sadhana pada, very wonderful. That's not it. Sadhana must continue. You must see how to use the tools to build yourself into a truly spectacular human being. I want to see that happening.
Stiggity. So that's how to stay blessed your entire day. And so the month of Ramadan is about how to stay blessed that entire month, and teaching yourself and teaching your body gratitude. Gratitude in the sense that not everybody has the means to eat 3 meals a day and snacks. So, they break that down to 1 meal a day, and they utilize the sense of their body, because now there is a health benefit to fasting, that because, same instance as whenever you're going to get your blood tested, they want you to fast before, because your body is in its most primal and its most healthy state whenever it's not digesting food. And that is a truth about fasting. Fasting
I'm curious,
for
actually,
the benefit of gratitude,
your perception on
for your
water
body's
fasting
benefit of
or
gratitude,
fasting and taking
and
care
your
This is when the
mental
food directly.
gratitude.
Okay, fasting, not food, good.
It's the opposite of food. It's time away from food and the benefits, if you believe there are any benefits, from allowing ourselves to take a reset and to renegotiate our relationship with food.
See, this happened in Los Angeles. A cardiac surgeon drove his… he was little fascinated with his Ford Mustang. That was his car, and he was little excited about it, and one day it started coughing a little bit. So he took it to the local mechanic and said, some problem, please fix it. He said, yeah, doc, come tomorrow morning, it'll be ready. The doctor, before going to work tomorrow morning, he went there, but it was not ready. So he said, okay, come in the evening, it'll be ready. He came in the evening, it was not ready. He said, what's the matter? You said morning, I came. You said evening, I came, what is the issue? And the mechanic was in that kind of mood, he said, see, you're a heart surgeon, you also fix engines, I also fix engines. How come you're paid 10 times more than me? So the doctor looked at him and said, try to fix the engine when it's running, let me see. So human life and human body needs to be fixed when it's running, otherwise it's meaningless. All right, you're going to postmortem what's the point of that? We need to fix this body when it's running. If you want to fix this body when it's running, you must understand, because we're talking about something related to digestive process, these are the stages of this: ingestion, putting something inside; digestion, assimilation, excretion. These are four dimensions of food and the whole process. Ingestion, digestion, assimilation, excretion. Ingestion is happening in today's world just about any time, wherever they are, sitting, standing, any time of the day or night, people just eat because there's so much food. It was not like this ever in the history of humanity. But unfortunately, fortunately there is a lot of food. Unfortunately, people don't know when to eat, when not to eat. As there are cycles in time, see, we know time only by cycles. If the planet spins one like this, one spin, we say it's a day. Otherwise you wouldn't know. If the moon goes around, we say 1 month. If we go around the sun, then we say 1 year. So our idea of time is essentially cycles. Our birth and death is also a question of cycles. Only because our mothers' bodies were in sync with the cycles of the moon, we are even born, otherwise we wouldn't be born. So our whole physical existence is cyclical. The entire spiritual process, we could go into that if you wish, essentially is significant because it's not cyclical. Because cyclical means you're going in circles. If I say you're going in circles, what does it imply?
You're in a loop.
You're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Usually if I leave you in desert where here there are some mountains, if there are no features, it's just sand, then people end up going in circles. That means you're not getting anywhere, that means you're lost. So the moment you are completely identified with your body and your psychological structure, you will start going in cycles. So in India, it's… in the yogic culture, it's very, very clear, this is called as samsara, that means cyclical life. So cyclical life, as good a merry-go-round it may be, if you arrange it well, it's a good merry-go-round, but you're not getting anywhere. Children can enjoy a merry-go-round. If all the adults are sitting in the merry-go-round and going round and round thinking they're traveling, oh, very tragic, isn't it? So that's what happens. So the body is a cycle. These cycles are very connected with the planetary cycles, with the moon cycle, with the sun cycle, everything. Lunar cycle, solar cycles and the earth cycles are very important for the body. If one has the necessary awareness, they could observe on which day your body doesn't need food. Every other creature knows this. Unfortunately, human beings have forgotten because their thought process or their silly mind has superimposed every other sense they have in their system. If you observe your system, you will see on a particular day, you don't feel like eating. That day you should not eat. But no, you're at your friend's house, there is a party, you stuff yourself, even if your body says no, you stuff yourself. You see all the animals, even if you have a dog at home, on a certain day he refuses to eat, both dogs and cats. Have you noticed this? He will go and eat some blades of grass if it's available and puke and cleanses himself because he's conscious that ingestion is continuously happening, but digestion and excretion is not as efficient as ingestion. Ingestion is happening compulsively, but other parts need to work. Other dimensions of digestive process needs to work. When we say digestion, digestion happens in the whole alimentary canal, not just in the stomach. And assimilation also happens across the entire alimentary canal. Now, excretion doesn't happen only through the alimentary canal, excretion needs to happen on the cellular level also. Impurities gather over a period of time and you become dense both in body and head. If you don't cleanse yourself, then it'll pile up over a period of time. We call this karma, because when it piles up, it determines the way you think, feel, understand and experience life. People may not realize this, but they will think, this is how I am, this is my nature. This is not your nature, this is the way you messed yourself, all right? So this cleansing process, one important thing is to give a break for ingestion. Because other systems are largely involuntary, you can stimulate them, but they're involuntary, they're functioning. Ingestion is a voluntary process, though unfortunately for most people it's become compulsive. It should be a voluntary process, that is, I eat when I want to eat. When I decide I want to eat, I will eat. My hand doesn't decide when to eat. If there's anything, people are doing this all the time.
I relate.
I think if we leave a bunch of good chocolates around you, your hand will eat, not you. So ingestion should be a conscious process. To bring this consciousness, there are many methods. One is fasting. Simply denying yourself food and water could cause damage to the system. You must support it with the necessary practices. If you have the necessary practices, the need for food will come down. See, our energies are not coming only from the food that we eat. The sunlight, the air, the water, actually, if you… in the yogic sciences, we say, if you really keep your system well, 60 to 70% of your energy should come from these three factors: sunlight, air, water. Another 40% should come from the food that you eat. So naturally, amount, volume of food that you eat will compress. I must tell you about myself. When I was young, I'm a big eater. I never became big because my activity was immense. But today what I eat is actually 1/10 or less than 1/10 of what I used to eat at that time. From the age of 19 till now, I'm still the same weight. Same weight. What
Yeah,
I
me
was at
too.
19. Only thing is, at that time,
I'm still the
all the
same
weight
weight
was
as
on my
I was in high
shoulders.
school.
Now, because of this gravity continuously working on me, kind of pulled it down a little bit. But I kept myself up. So fasting as a process must be done with necessary understanding. If people don't have that awareness, in India we fixed the 11th day of the moon cycle, you must fast. If you're not able to fast, you go on something very light, it's called palhar. That means you go on fruit diet. Because fruit is a substance which is over 90% water, and you must eat water, not drink water. This is the yogic science. As far as possible, you eat water. You always be
You
conscious
eat
about
water.
the food that you're eating, what is the water content.
It's true.
Like a South Indian meal, if you eat, a cooked meal I'm talking about, if you eat, very easily 60–70%
Water
water. In fact, more. In some of the foods, it's much more. But now the food that you're eating here, you're eating bread, which was baked a month ago probably, is it minimum? Even in so-called organic shops, it's at least a month or at least a week. Nobody is going and getting fresh bread and come, and anyway, the way the bread is baked, it doesn't have water in it, very little water. So of course you're compensating that with a bucket of Coca-Cola or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
I said a bucket,
A
not
bucket is a good amount of Coca-Cola.
Where is this big? But that doesn't work like that. If you drink any liquid along with your food, the acids that are necessary for digestive process will get diluted, your whole digestive process gets inefficient. Because food when it goes in, if it contains water, it's assists. But if you put any liquid on top of it, you will see the food will remain in the stomach bag for too long. We are very concerned about this always in the yogic culture and life, that we don't want food to remain in our stomach bag for more than 2.5 hours maximum. In 2.5 hours' time, it doesn't matter what I've eaten, how much I've eaten, it must go into other parts. If it remains there, it makes you dull. It makes you lose your sense of perception. The level of perception, the keenness of perception is lost, which you notice if you eat food without Coke or coffee or tea or anything, you feel down. It kind of pulls you down. Whole lot of people have developed a culture around it, after lunch they have to sleep. It's like you went to the gas station, you fueled up, then you can't start the engine because there is gas in the tank. So that's what it means. So, to ensure that digestive system is in full process, because for most of the chronic ailments that people are suffering today in the world, the headquarters is in the stomach.
It's true.
Yes. For a lot of people, it
That's
sits
why
into their head,
probiotics
but
and yogurt
largely headquarters is in the
is
stomach, the
something
way…
that's
what they
recommended
eat and
for
the
your
way they eat.
diets.
So in
If
this
you're
way
not
they eat,
lactose
one
intolerant.
simple thing to bring discipline is, maybe 1 or 2 days in a month, you go on much lighter foods which are very simple and easy on the body. If you can just thrive on water or just a little bit of lemon and water or little lightly honey-laced water, it will help, but if it's not possible for you, maybe a fruit or something, which is very light on the system. The idea is to give digestive process and assimilation process a break so that rest of the body begins to excrete on the cellular level, it must throw out all the impurities.
Must throw out all the impurities. So that's the benefit of fasting. There are more benefits of fasting. Let's watch another video on more benefits of fasting. Then we're going to read some energy. We're going to read some tarot and some oracle energy. And then we are going to read from the dictionary and from the Bible. So stay tuned. Today we are learning stuffs.
One important aspect is people are eating much more than what they should eat. Between one meal and the next meal, there must be an 8-hour space. Whatever you have health problems, minimum 50% will go away in 6 weeks' time.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. Fasting on auspicious days has existed in India since time immemorial, but many Indians believe that it's unscientific and illogical. Until the work on autophagy induced during fasting has been awarded the Nobel Prize. Even I started doing intermittent fasting this year. So why are such beneficial ancient practices being labeled orthodox and then immediately implemented once there is a Western approval?
That's because you don't have the right color of the skin. And I've been talking about this for 40 years, all right? And I have seen hundreds and thousands of people who just become healthy and well simply because they're not fueling up all the time when the tank is filling. In the yoga center, everybody eats at 10 o'clock in the morning and at 7 o'clock in the evening. Our lives are very physically active. There are no automobiles inside the ashram, it's a large place. Everybody either walks or cycles. Even if you have to go to the dining hall, it's a kilometer. If you want to go to your workplace, it's half a kilometer, 1 kilometer, like this. All the time, people are physically active. So everybody is very hungry. By the time it's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the evening, they're extremely hungry. But we learn to live with that because hunger, empty stomach and hunger are two different things. Hunger means your energy levels start dropping. But empty stomach is a good thing. In the yogic sciences, today modern science also is coming in line with this. But what we know by our experience, you will spend $1 billion to come there. Because research is all about how many $1 million, that's how it is. Your body and your brain works at its best only when your stomach is empty. So we always make sure we eat in such a way, how much ever we eat, our stomach must be always empty within 2 to 2.5 hours' time maximum. So we go to bed hungry always. People think they cannot sleep. They can sleep. On an average, for 25 years on an average, I slept only 2.5 to 3 hours. These days I'm getting little lazy and sleeping anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5 hours in spite of the level of travel that I have. When I say level of travel, if I say my level of travel in the next few days, you will fall off your chair. Yes? Should I tell you? No, not necessarily. Because in the next 10 days, I'm in 5 different countries doing I don't know how many events, all kinds of events. So, you're able to keep this up simply because you don't overeat. It's very, very important. Everybody eats 2 meals. I generally eat only 1 meal, 4:35 in the evening, because I don't like to sit in front of the plate and worry about how much to eat. I like to eat well. So, 4:35 in the evening, if I eat a meal, it's only next day. Is this enough? Am I looking okay? Hello? I'm not looking like your patient, isn't it? I'm not going to come to you because any correction and purification that needs to happen in the body, your stomach needs to be empty. It's very, very important. Otherwise, the purification on the cellular level will not happen. You pile up things and then you have all kinds of problems. The first thing is inertia in the body. Inertia means there are many levels of inertia. If you don't notice all that, the amount of sleep that you have is inertia. All of you have come here to live or… Hello? To live, right? not here, I'm saying into this life. You want to live or… The intention of life is to live, isn't it? But because you talked about American doctors, this is all being picked up here also. All American doctors say minimum 7 to 8 hours you must sleep. So that means 1/3 of your life you must sleep. Another 2, 3 hours, 4 hours goes in bath, toilet, eating, this, you know. So literally 50% of your life is just maintenance. Suppose you have a vehicle, you have a motorcycle or a car, if it goes to service 1 day in a month, all right to keep it. If it goes to service 15 days in a month, this is a nuisance, isn't it so? Most people have made their systems into a nuisance because their own body is a big impediment in their life. Anything they want to do, their body will not allow them to do. So in this there are many aspects. One important aspect is people are eating much more than what they should eat. Simply because they've been told you must eat more, otherwise you'll become weak, this, that. No, it is the way you keep your body. A fuel… today everybody is trying to work towards a fuel-efficient car, motorcycle, everything. This means what? If the machine runs smoothly, it'll consume less fuel, isn't it? So if you sit here and you are very much at ease, now it'll consume less fuel. If you like this all the time, then it'll consume more fuel, it'll want you to eat. Compulsiveness will come about this. So, this new name, intermittent eating, you should see, in United States, people come to our programs will run 10 hours, 12 hours. So, but they will come with some biscuit and something else. They say, I have sugar intolerance, I have to eat. I tell them, you just be here, you're not going to die, I'll ensure, because I don't want anybody dead on my hands, all right? I'll make sure. Even first day, no, I have to eat. By third day, they gave up all that. 12 hours without food they sat there, they're perfectly fine. See, health is not something you can do from outside. Health is something you have to do from within. From outside, when something goes wrong, you can seek some help. But all the time something is wrong with you, this means what? You're a faulty machine. Yes? All the time something is wrong with you, why? That's not how this is designed. This is designed for health. Every cell in your body is designed to create health, isn't it? They're all working hard to create health, except you. So, minimum 8 hours gap is what is recommended in yoga. Between one meal and the next meal, there must be an 8-hour space. If you do this, you will see half your problems of health, whatever you have health problems, minimum 50% will go away in 6 weeks' time. If you do certain other things which may right now seem little extreme to you, if you have a little yogic practice, something meditative within you, then you will see
on your mental health.
90% of your problem will go off. 10% if it still persists, we can treat it. Now, it's become like this, the healthcare systems, especially where there is heavy insurance policies. People are eating and drinking all kinds of rubbish, go to the doctor and say, fix me. This is not how it works.
Alright, let us start with some read. Read some energy. Alright, I'm gonna pull 3 oracle cards, and I'm going to pull 3 lovers cards, and I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards. Altogether, 9 cards. Alrighty, I already shuffled up the deck. Let's shuffle it one more time. There's one that dropped out. Oh, we have two that dropped out. Alright. We have a rebirth is assured. Be here now. I'm going to pull from the middle. Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. Hummingbird Spirit saying, be here now. So we have first, we have Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. Not to worry about life because rebirth is assured. Hummingbird Spirit saying, be here now. So the Bat Spirit was number 5. Five in numerology stands for change, adventure, transformation, and luck. The number 5 in numerology represents change, adventure, transformation, and luck. People associated with the number 5 are intensely unique, inquisitive, and eager to see the world. Number 5 is expansive and sociable, full of new and visionary ideas, quick thinking, versatile explorer, resourceful and using freedom constructively. It's also the number of fortune, magic, and adventure. Then we have the Hummingbird Spirit, number 34, 4 plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, number 7 in numerology. Is recognized as the wise sage or the spiritual seeker, representing the quest for knowledge. The energy of the 7 is introverted, calm, wise, and deeply intuitive. Number 7 holds the vibration of the intellect, ideas, and higher wisdom. If your numerology number is 7, you're usually typically relentless when pursuing the truth of the matter, not as the fact of finding mission, but as a quest for deeper understanding of universal truth and spiritual perspective. Then we have the Hawk Spirit, number 32, 3 plus 2 equals 5. Let your spirit be your guide. So off the bat, what I've noticed about this read is that there are 3 flying animals. Now this is the animal spirit deck, and the bat is a winged animal, the bird is a winged animal, I'm sorry, the hummingbird is a winged animal, and the hawk is a winged animal. The one thing that I know about winged animals is that they do not worry. Worry is not instilled within the senses of birds. Birds have a deeper sixth sense as far as sensing danger and sensing change economically and politically within the space of nature. So politically, that could be emissions, that could be hunting season, and it's a sense, and it's a... Now, a natural hunting season would be the change in weather. And so birds can recognize weather patterns. And and birds also shift with the weather patterns. Now, two of these birds are more predatory birds. Now, as far as the way that they eat, now, hawk spirits, we know that hawks will eat meat, and we know that bats typically eat bugs, and so there's a sense of hunting there. There's a sense of fending for yourself. Hummingbirds, they find they're pollinators. They find the flowers with the nectar, and they pollinate. Now, the thing also about birds is that birds don't worry. Birds don't worry about what they have to eat. Birds don't worry about how much they have. Because God always provides, and there's always enough. And there should be that sense within community. But there is so many conspiracies within society that change the mentality within society into a lack mentality. And birds don't live within a sense of lack mentality because there's always enough for birds. There's always enough for nests. There's always enough food. There's always enough. Because the world, the universe, and God provides. It's all about your mental state. Alright. You know, spiritual there. Let me play with our Lover's deck. And we're not playing, though we're reading from our Lover's deck. And we thank the Lord for providing us with enough, always. I'm sorry, forever. Forever enough. Alright, I'm going to pull from the middle. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. From the middle. Wedding. So, a rebirth is assured. It is safe for you to love. Hummingbird Spirit says, be here now. So the energy of the here and now is the wedding energy. And it reads, this situation involves marriage. So it could be most likely a strong past life energy. Because, we have characters in our life, just as we have characters in our past lives. And this card is confirming for the Hawk Spirit saying, let your spirit be free. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let spirit be your guide. And it's saying, calling your soulmate. So this person is definitely from a past life and is definitely a soulmate, is here in your life and has honest, genuine feelings and honest, genuine intentions for your life and for you personally. It says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So that could mean just that your communication, your prayers, your affirmations, and visualizations, that be it the things that you believe and the things that you'll believe for yourself, help bring you together. Let's read more on this energy. Rusty just came in. Alright. Let's pull from the middle. We have the Ace of Swords. So the last time we pulled energy, we pulled the Ace of Wands, also known as the Ace of Rods. We pulled the Ace of Swords to confirm the Bat Spirit, saying, rebirth is assured. It is safe for you to love. Saying that it is somebody from your past life, and this spirit, this soul, has a genuine intention and genuine purpose in your life in the long run. The Ace of Swords is popping out, saying that you need to cut off some energy because there is some energy that is lingering maybe from the past that you must overcome and that you must cut off in some aspects from your life or from your soul record. So maybe it could be even something that you must apologize for within yourself and for forgiving yourself, because forgiving yourself is definitely a part of self-love. We have the Hangman coming out from the hummingbird spirit, saying, be here now. So the energy right now is wedding energy, because this situation involves marriage and probably has involved marriage in a past life. So this is definitely a genuine person and soul in your life that you definitely need within this lifetime, at least the acknowledgement. So the Hangman energy is almost the energy of, hanging on in limbo. And that could mean that you are noticing that this person is from a past life and that there's a strong resonance and need and desire possibly for this individual or for this situation to unfold naturally, because it involves wedding, and this wedding is a strong energy of love and a strong energy of abundance within love. So expression is important. And that's one thing about the bird. The bird flies, the way that the bird flies is straight to the whatever is needed. And that is speaking towards communication and being more direct and forward towards the things that you must communicate and things that you must communicate within yourself, because you must have self-love before and during the acceptance of love in general, and the acceptance of love on a personal and honest level. So the hangman energy, we'll read about the hangman energy. But for now, the way that it's looking in a read, that's how it's seeming to pop out in a read. So I'll pull again from the middle. And I pulled out the Nine of Cups. So, for it is safe to love, to repeat. For the confirmation on the bat spirit, saying rebirth is assured, it is safe to love. The Ace of Swords popping out, reminding you that your life is a journey and that there must be things that you must overcome. And to overcome, you have to sometimes cut off energy, you have to cut off people, places, things within your life that you know maybe were holding you back from attaining this love. So you may be feeling in limbo right now because you are contemplating over the things that you must internally get to that point of cutting things off, because it is an internal decision. It's an internal choice. And the strength of the swords is to cut through the bullshit, right to the matter, and right to speak right to the heart of the matter, not to dilly-dally, not to speak in circles, rather to speak direct to the matter, just as direct as the bird flies. So you may be feeling in limbo right now, and figuring out how you want to best communicate yourself and to communicate your truth. The Nine of Cups is popping out, realizing that, showing you that you have more than enough, because just as the birds always have more than enough. The resources and everything that they need to survive is right there at their whim and at their ability, within the talent of a bird and within the need, the need and necessary life of a bird. In correlation to our life as humans. Alright, so I'm going to read the Ace of Swords energy. So the Ace of Swords, the ace is at the beginning, and it represents new ideas, new beginnings, new projects, and new plans. It also signifies intellectual ability, mental clarity, clear thinking, and clear communication. So it is speaking that is very strong, that you communicate your feelings, and that you communicate your desires within this connection, within this relationship, within this situation, within this circumstance within your life. The card indicates a new opportunity that comes with power and responsibility. So the Ace of Swords can cut through the fog of deception, the fog of temptation, the fog of confusion, and it can create new and wonderful opportunities. And the upright stands for breakthrough ideas, breakthroughs, new ideas, mental clarity, and success. The hand appearing from a white cloud in the upright, symbolic of the mind. and I'll read more about this. In reverse, this stands for inner clarity, rethinking an idea, or clouded judgment. The Ace of Swords shows the gleaming hand appearing from a white cloud and a representation of the divine. It holds a sword upright, symbolic of the mind and the intellect, and the tip of the sword sits a crown draped with a wreath, a sign of success and victory. Whilst this ace is a sign of triumph, the jagged mountains in the background suggest that the road ahead will be challenging. You'll need mental resilience to navigate this path. In the upright, the Ace of Swords makes a wave of new energy from the intellectual realms. You may be on the verge of a significant breakthrough, a new way of thinking that allows you to view the world with clear eyes. Or you may have a sudden realization or a conscious understanding about an issue that has been troubling you, and you can finally see the path ahead of you. So, meditate regularly to clear away the mental chatter and make the most of this intellectual potential. See this card as a sign of encouragement. It says that your mind is in expansion mode, so you are to be embracing new ideas, craving stimulation, and you'll jump to the next opportunity that you learn, especially if you learn something new. You thrive on new ideas, inspiration, original thinking, and vision. You're excited to pursue new opportunities that draw upon your creative intellectual abilities. When the Ace of Swords appears in a tarot reading, it's telling you that now is an excellent time to start a new project, one that requires your intellect, communication skills, and mental power. You may feel inspired to take a writing class, practice your public speaking skills, or get involved in activities that require more brain power than usual. How you might draw on this Ace's motivation to take action on your new ideas, you may ask. Well, as an Ace, you are at the beginning of a new journey, but you can sense the energy building up and can't wait to get started. If you channel this energy into the right moves, then you'll succeed in your endeavors. Just remember that your road ahead may be bumpy, and you can expect challenges along the way. Maintain a success mindset, and you'll navigate these hurdles with ease. As with all sword cards, the Ace of Swords represents power, but the sword is a double-edged blade, implying that you can create and destroy. The message is clear. With power comes great responsibility. It'll be up to you how you leverage the opportunity for greater good of all, rather than for the selfish, aggressive power. You'll need a strong heart and mind to see how to best use your power for the service of others and of yourself. The Ace of Swords also encourages you to pursue the truth of a matter and to find justice. You may champion a cause or stand up for your rights or the rights of others. Or you may have a new idea for which you're prepared to fight. You may feel fired up about an issue that you're passionate about, such as human rights. You have the clarity on the situation and now can argue your point of view with truth and conviction. In other words, you're ready for battle. In the reverse indicates a new idea or breakthrough is emerging from within you, but you're not willing to share it with others just yet. You may be exploring this idea and what this idea means for you and how to best express and manifest it into the external world. Now realize that this is in the reverse. You may also seek greater clarity about whether this idea you wish to pursue is more fully, perhaps because you are unsure it will bring you the results you truly desire. Realizing that this is in the reverse and that this may be how you have felt When this card appears in a tarot reading, it's important for you to give yourself time and space to meditate and to clear your mind so you can birth this idea in the most effective way. Sometimes in the reverse, the Ace of Swords can be a signal that you have an idea that's not coming to fruition in the way that you had hoped, and it's time to go back to the drawing board. You may still be pursuing an idea that has no longer meaning for you, or that you may have too many ideas and cannot commit to one course of action. This card invites you to spend more time defining in plain terms what it is you want in life, to spend more time setting your SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And these are SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So you can be clear what you're working on and what you're focusing on, so you can focus on the basics and do some better planning. Clear your aspirations and goals. The Ace of Swords in reverse can also suggest clouded judgment and lack of mental clarity around a specific situation. You're missing relevant information or evidence that will help you decide. So invest your time and energy into seeking out the truth, rather than just taking things at face value. Now this is, mind you, this is in the reverse and then it came in the upright. So now let's read of the Hangman energy. Give a man enough rope and he will hang himself, is the saying of the Hangman. Given enough freedom of action in a person will bring out their own downfall. The Hangman usually indicates a lack of ability to help oneself through independent action. The energy is arrested and waiting judgment. With this card, there is no avenue for the will to regain control until the situation has passed. To read more on the Hangman energy and to understand a little bit more on the Hangman energy, represents new perspectives, pause, surrender, letting go. It shows a man suspended from a T-shaped cross made from living wood. He is hanging upside down, viewing the world from a completely different perspective. And his facial expression is calm and serene, suggesting that he is in his hanging position by his own choice. He has a halo around his head, symbolizing new insight, awareness, and enlightenment. His right foot is bound to the tree, but his left foot remains free, bent at the knee and tucked in behind his right leg. His arms are bent, with hands held behind his back, forming an inverted triangle. The man is wearing red pants representing human passion in the physical body, and a blue vest for knowledge. The Hangman is the card of ultimate surrender, of being suspended in time in martyrdom and sacrifice of greater good. It came out in the upright, which reminds you that sometimes you have to put everything on hold before you can take the next step on, or the universe will do it on your behalf. And it may not always be at the most convenient time. You may have heard the saying, what got you here won't get you there. And that indeed is at play in this card. What got you here won't get you there. The hangman calls you to release old mental models and behavioral patterns that no longer serve you, so you can see your world from a new perspective and embrace new opportunities that would have otherwise been hidden from you if you didn't hit the brakes. Now, just as the sword's energy, you must cut off these negative mental behaviors that no longer serve you. And it may be a mindset, it may be a perspective within mindset that you must let go of to embrace new opportunities that would have not otherwise been there and would have otherwise been hidden from you in your perspective if you didn't hit the brakes and if you didn't pause and cut some things out of your life in order to manifest new ideas and to manifest new opportunities and to manifest new relationships, deeper relationships. Here's the thing. These pauses can be voluntary or involuntary. Voluntary or involuntary. If you're in tune with your intuition, you'll start to have a sense for when it's time to hit the brakes and put things on hold before things get out of hand. But if you're in alignment and obvious to those intuitive signs, the universe will probably put things on hold for you. In the form of continued obstacles, ill health, breakdowns, when you sense problems, when you sense the pause coming, pay attention to it. Otherwise, the universe will turn up the volume until you can't ignore it any longer. When the hangman appears in a tarot reading, your projects and activities may be coming to an unexpected and abrupt halt. Don't keep pushing forward, hoping that more force will drive you to where you want to go. Instead, surrender to the opportunity to pause and view it as your chance to reassess and reevaluate where you are on your path. Sometimes new is emerging, and you won't be able to see it unless you allow the time and space for it to come through. So the hangman is your invitation to welcome these pauses with open arms and surrender to what is even if it is different from what you've expected. So take time away from your routine to connect with a new way of thinking and seeing. Sure, you might have to put some important projects on hold while you do this, and while it might be super inconvenient, but trust me, it'll be worth it. This is the universe's way of helping you see new perspectives and preparing you for the next up-leveling that is happening in your life. And if you wish to resist, you'll meet more obstacles along the way. Instead, allow opportunities to flow smoothly and effortlessly to you. The hangman can sometimes reflect what you're feeling stuck or restricted in your life, and what's holding you in this stuck position that is preventing you from moving forward. On one level, the hangman is asking you to surrender and let go. Instead of investing in specific outcomes or resisting your current circumstances, accept them and allow yourself to flow with life. On another level, you're being called to change your perspective and shift your energy, and may find that separating yourself from your everyday life is helpful, whether it's going for a walk in nature, going on a retreat, or moving to a new country. Change up your routine so you can start to shift your energy and flow more freely again. In the reverse, it could encourage you to pause for a moment and see things from a different perspective. Reverse can show you that you need to hit the pause button and that you're resisting it. So maybe it coming in the upright, you have already hit the pause button and you have already been through the resistance, and you're keeping the actual issue that needs your attention already being dialed up within your mind and not ignored. And this has to do with the wedding and marriage within this past life connection. that the hummingbird spirit is saying, be here now. So you may be in a position where everything has been put on hold. To much of your frustration, the reverse of this hangman card can indicate a time when you're getting blocked, stuck, or restricted energy because people or other circumstances have left you on hold. While this is important to your surrender and what it is to let go of your attachments to things, to keep in flow with your life. So that's in the reverse, and it popped up in the upright, meaning that you have been cutting off energy and that you have been changing and evolving your circumstances and evolving your mindset and your mind patterns and the things that you have been keeping your attention on or giving your attention to. The Nine of Cups pops out as the last card that I pulled for the reading calling your soulmate. So this person is a soulmate and is a soulmate that has to do with wedding energy. So it's very strong love within the soulmate connection. The Nine of Cups stands for emotional fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. So this connection brings you a sense of emotional fulfillment and contentment and happiness. When this card appears in a tarot reading, you are content in all aspects of your life. Relationship, work, lifestyle, well-being, and so much more. You're basking in the abundance of life and experiencing your emotions with such intensity and pleasure. It stands for gratitude. It stands for a wish come true, contentment, and satisfaction. In the reverse, it stands for inner happiness, materialism, dissatisfaction, and indulgence. In the Nine of Cups, a man sits on a wooden bench. He's comfortable, but not too comfortable. You wouldn't want to sit on that wooden bench all day. His arms are crossed and he has a smile on his face, expressing contentment and satisfaction. Behind him is a curved structure draped in blue material, with 9 golden cups arranged in an arc. The cups represent emotional fulfillment after you carry out your deepest desires. You know those moments when you glance around you and feel your heart overflowing with love and appreciation for everything that you've created in your life? Well, that's the Nine of Cups what is about. It's about emotional fulfillment, happiness, and contentment. When this card appears in a tarot reading, you're content in all aspects of your life, relationship, work, lifestyle, well-being, and more. You're basking in the abundance of life and experiencing your emotions with such intensity and pleasure. This is why the Nine of Cups is often called the wish card, and it comes as a sign that the planets aligned and you have everything you wish for. You could not be happier. If you made your wish and you're patiently waiting for it to come to fruition, then this card is an excellent omen that it'll soon be granted. The Nine of Cups is an invitation to flourish, indulge, and enjoy life's pleasures, including enjoying good food and wine, appreciating art, and making love, relaxation in a luxurious resort, or experiencing beauty. Live in the moment and give yourself permission to indulge temporarily without any guilt of possible negative consequences of pleasure. When you see the Nine of Cups in a reading, remember to count on your blessings and express gratitude for everything that you have. Start or end every day by creating a mental list of these three things which you are most grateful over. You'll intensify your sense of contentment and your ability to attract what you wish for. It is the law of attraction. If you're struggling to find positive side of life, then expressing gratitude will help you see that you a lot to be glad about, a lot to be happy about, and others have a lot to be glad about. One thing that to keep in mind with Nine of Cups is that he is sitting on a wooden bench and is comfortable. I'm sorry, let me reiterate. If you're struggling to find the positive side of life, then expressing gratitude will help you see that you have a lot to be happy about. One thing is to keep in mind the Nine of Cups is that he's sitting on a wooden bench that is comfortable for only a limited period. Realize that contentment and fulfillment are temporary, as everything is always in a state of change. That is why it's important to appreciate what you have now and cherish it, because it may disappear later, or you may need to adjust and adapt. When it appears that you have everything you ever dreamed of, it could still feel like something is missing deep down. You have pursued material gain at the expense of your spiritual growth or emotional fulfillment? Question mark. Now this is the Nine of Cups in reverse. So for example, you might own the most expensive home or car on the block, but you never see your friends and family and are pretty miserable. This is the essence of the Nine of Cups in reverse. When it emerges in a tarot reading, it asks you to reconsider what you're wishing for and align it with your highest good. You may also lost touch with what's important for you and instead favoring the ego and chasing what will impress others. The reverse Nine of Cups is a sign that instead of looking outside for yourself, your happiness, you should search within. Success and happiness mean different things to different people. So instead of doing what makes you happy, instead of doing what you think makes others happy, do what makes you happy, and ask yourself, what does success look like for me now? And how will I know whenever I am successful? If your outside world is not bringing contentment, change your definition of success. Sometimes the reverse Nine of Cups suggests that you're frustrated that your wishes have not yet come true. Your expectations may be unrealistic, or you may not be actively pursuing your dreams, hoping that they will manifest with little input or action from you. You may have chosen goals that are not satisfying you, and if so, it's best to let them fall by the wayside. Now is the time to reconnect with your goals and dreams and recommit to bringing them to fruition. You may need to tweak your goals to keep them in full alignment with your personal values, and you may need to be more proactive in creating an action plan to keep and see your goals come to fruition. The Nine of Cups reverse serves as a reminder not to overindulge at the expense of your health and well-being. You may be prone to overdoing it on food, alcohol, drugs, partying, or spending. Keep everything in moderation and focus on the long term of all your actions, and is focused on long-term pleasures and long-term consequences, even if it's short-term pleasure. Alright, so that's popping out for calling your soulmate. It is safe for you to love. This is a wedding energy. It is a past life soulmate, and it is a past life connection. is what this reed has read per the general notion of this reed. Now we read from the dictionary. Dictionary, diction is scary. We're on a revolution. I'm the airway rebel. Employment agency. An office or bureau that puts employees in contact with people seeking work. Alright, let's look at the definition of empire. Of belonging to, characterizing an empire, especially the French Empire under Napoleon. Designating a simple and dignified type of furniture introduced at the time of the French Empire. Montaigne and others. Designating a type of woman's costume of the first French Empire, marked by high waistline, short and straight loose skirt. Empire Day. Interesting. Empire State. Nickname of New York. Empiric. Among the ancient Greeks, one of a school of physicians maintaining the experiment was the one required. Emotionalize. To make emotional, treat in an emotional manner. That's our words of the day. Well, actually, how about annelid? Annelid, a plant growing on the sea bottom as eelgrass in corals and egrass. Annelid. 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 I can't find it. Oh, we found a word that is not in Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Annelid. E-N-A-L-I-D. Annelid. Stiggity. So, today has been quite a stiggity episode, I would say. I would begin to mention most definitely Let me finish reading our section on Buddhism, and then I'm going to read from the Bible. A search for Buddhism, a search for enlightenment without God. Scarcely known outside Asia as the turn of the 20th century, Buddhism today has assumed the role of the world's religion. In fact, many people in the West are quite surprised to find Buddhism thriving right in their own neighborhoods. Much of this has come about as a result of the international refugee movement. Sizable Asian communities have established themselves in Western Europe, through North America, Australia, and other places. As more and more immigrants put down roots in their new land, they also bring along their religion. At the same time, more of the people in the West are coming face to face with Buddhism for the first time. This, along with the permissiveness and spiritual decline in traditional churches, has caused some people to become converts to the new religion, as stated in 2 Timothy 3:1-5. Thus, according to 1989 Britannica Book of the Year, Buddhism claims a worldwide membership in some of 300 million, about 200,000 in each Western Europe and North America, in Latin America, and in Soviet Union. We'll read more about this. Privilege. Royal privacy. Judges 3:17-20. Royal privacy. Judges 3:17-20. And he brought the present into Eglon, king of Moab, and Eglon was a very fat man. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bare the present. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal, and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, king, who said, keep silence. I'll read that one more time. And he brought to the present into Eglon, king of Moab. And Eglon was a very fat man. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bear the present. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal, and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king, who said, keep silence. Stiggity, stiggity. It has been almost 2 hours. And it has been quite an episode, just as always. And forever, honestly, as forever. And always. Stiggity, stiggity. No, we just keep as forever around here. Definitely as forever.
System malfunction.
Stiggity, stiggity.
My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about.
Till later, my drive. Till
My name came up a lot, it
later.
sounds.
So much love. Guess what? I love you.